Hi guys, and welcome to this new tutorial. Some of you asked me if I did a tutorial about snare bottoms because it is really hard to get a punchy, heavy snare bottom. So in this video I will show you how I make my snare bottoms, and like always I will use operator for this. And first of all, let's see this cool snare here. This is with the bottom. Let's EQ it and add the snare bottom what we will create in this new video. So it's very cool, and on itself it sounds this. Okay, so first of all, when we create a kick drum, we use the pitch envelope to create the attack, the bottom part and the tail of the kick. But in snares this won't work because we won't need this pitch envelope, but we definitely need an attack. We definitely need a sound, a character which will be given by a filter. So this is the main theory before we create the snare bottom. So drop an operator, and like for every snare bottom we will use a square wave. But first let's add the MIDI. It will be easier to work with. So this is the snare. It is really stupid now, but let's filter it and use the envelope. Like always, I like to see what I am working with. I love to see the waveform, so I will use this oscilloscope. As you can hear, we have the attack. We have a little transient here, which is cool. But the problem is, it is still very squarey. We don't want that in our snare bottom. We don't want a square sounding sound. Even if we filter out, we go down really low with the frequency cut off, it still gets that squarey sound. Or if we disable the envelope, we will have a simple sine wave. So none of them are cool, but we definitely need that attack. I like this sound. It's okay. So to avoid this squarey sound, let's add the noise and modulate the square with the noise. I set it at 3 in the course. And bam, the squarey sound is gone. And it's still a square wave. We will use a saturator, of course, like always. But first I'd like to EQ out the low frequencies. This snare is in A2. So in the spectrum we will be able to see the peak, which is in A2, as you can see here in this little box with G. Okay, this doesn't really matter. Anyway, let's EQ them out. This will be cool now. You can hear how different the sound with the added noise. And now let's pull up the drive, and I'm pulling back the output a little. And if you want, you can play with the filter and the envelope also. This is cool, but I always like to resample the sound. Operator 4th, because it is easier to play with. As you can see, it is almost similar to the one we made before. It's a little shorter though, but this doesn't matter really. Okay, let's fade them out. And let's check with the rest parts of the snare. Yeah, it works. And the coolest thing in this, you will be able to tune your snare drums, even if you use only the audio version. So I hope you enjoyed this very short but handy tutorial, and see you next time, guys. Bye bye.